So, I've had several incidents with Travis County Sheriff's Department, including assault by their deputies for free speech, incident officers on, looks like in April 2019, towards the end of April, about April 24th. Deputies tried to shoot and kill me and my dog. Rio, he's a support animal, for sitting down and trying to file a police complaint. And there's actually multiple complaints. In March, I was harassed by Travis County Sheriff's Department deputies at the Blackwell Thurman criminal courts building. They took my property, they broke my property, they removed my property and stole it. One of the senior officers cussed at me and told me to get the hell out of the building. And I told him that they can't talk to people that way. I retrieved my stuff and filed a complaint, or tried to file a complaint with Sheriff Hernandez, Shelly Hernandez. I tried to file a complaint the first time. They assaulted me at the Commissioner's Court in April, and they've continued their retaliation and have even sent this profiler to profile me. Instead of taking my complaint seriously, they're actually just trying to retaliate against me for filing a complaint, which is pretty much how law enforcement agencies have treated citizens across the country. If you'll look on YouTube, you'll see literally hundreds of these kind of cases where there is injustice followed by further injustice to cover the thin blue line of shame. And that's the sign of a government that doesn't work for you, that commit use of coercion and force for their political gain or to protect their position. And we need to stop that. So here's what they have to say to me. Instead of doing police complaints, here's what they have to say to me. Check this out.
You have one new voice message. New message.
Good afternoon. This is a message from Mr. Julian Reyes. This is Detective McMannus with the Travis County Sheriff's Office. Please give me a call at 512-854-2204, 512-854-2204. Thank you.
Message saved. Please leave a message for Keith McMannus. After the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording, hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hi, Detective McMannus, I believe it is. This is Julian Reyes. I'm not sure what we're supposed to be talking about, but I did have some complaints, and I'm in fear for my life from various agents of the department that are apparently not properly trained, or if that's the training itself is wrong. I've been assaulted multiple times by your deputies. I've been targeted by your deputies. I've been threatened to be shot and have my dog shot by your deputies. I've already turned this stuff into Sheriff Hernandez, and what I'm trying to ask for right now is the details. I don't know. I just want to know the detail. I want to know the officers' names. I want to get access to the videos. I want that kind of stuff. My number is 512, and yeah, hopefully that's the investigation you're working on. Otherwise, probably not going to participate in any investigation. Just to be honest with you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you for calling Austin 311. All calls may be monitored or recorded. Please stay on the line for the next available agent. Para español, oprima el número 2 ahora. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Austin 311, my name is Arcadia. May I help you?
Hi. Okay. Can you give me the sheriff's department non-emergency number?
Yes, I'm happy to assist you for Travis County.
Yeah.
The number is 512
Uh-huh.
974
Okay.
0845.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can you connect me?
Yes, I connect you. So once I transfer you, it's just an automated system, and if you need to call it back, it's going to be option 3 to talk to someone.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, just a moment, please.
You have reached the Travis County Sheriff's Office. If you have an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Para información en español, oprima el número 9. For the administrative offices of the Sheriff's Office, press 1.
Welcome to the Travis County Sheriff's Office. Para español, oprime el número 9. If you have an emergency or need deputy assistance, please press 1. For business hours and locations, press 2. For jail information at your located inmate, press 3. For an operator, press 4. Para español, marque. Thank you for calling Travis County Sheriff's Office.
Hi. I'm trying to get a hold of somebody named Detective McMannus that called
McManus?
me. Yeah. Is he? What group is he in?
Let's see.
Because he called me and then called my mom, and I called him back, and I haven't gotten back.
He's a persons detective.
A persons detective?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
I can send you over there. He can explain it to you.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is Detective McMannus.
Hey, Detective McMannus. This is Julian Reyes. You called me and my mom, and I'm not sure what was regarding.
What's your name?
Julian Reyes.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Good. What's going on?
That's phone number in Dallas. That's your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom. She doesn't know anything about anything going on in Austin.
Okay, cool. So I called that number. You know, I never like getting anybody's moms or girlfriends or whatever involved in anything. But if I'm trying to get a hold of somebody, sometimes I'll do that to see if they can help me out with locating somebody. So I apologize for that.
What's going on? Who's missing, or what's going on?
So nobody's missing.
Okay.
What I'm calling about are, I guess, your emails to.
Oh, good. Yeah.
To the county.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this before we talk about anything. Before we talk about anything else, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not the person who can assist you with complaints that you have against the sheriff's office. Okay. That kind of falls outside the purview of what I do, and additionally, it just falls beyond like any kind of power I have. I don't have the power to discipline deputies. I don't have the power to investigate deputies and the work they do on their job unless they do some shoddy work on an investigation. And if I see that's the case, then I hand it over directly to IA. Mm-hmm. So I'm sadly I'm probably unable to help you in that regard.
Okay. So you understood my message then when I left it. So yeah, what can you do? Why did they have you call me?
So the reason I'm calling is this. So we saw the emails, and whenever we get a few emails from somebody
and phone calls, I talked to the sheriff personally. She knows what's going on and hadn't gotten back to me.
Okay, so occasionally they'll ask me just to do an intel report, meaning they just want me to describe who this person is, maybe talk to the person, figure out what their motivations are, and things like that. Just if they're concerned about security issues, and and that's what I do. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at all this information. I'm looking at everything I can regarding these emails. And frankly, I'll tell you this: I read your emails. And I'll tell you this, there's nothing that I see as threatening in your emails.
Oh, yeah, the officer almost shot me and my dog in the commissioner's court lobby. That's one complaint. Mm-hmm. Another officer threatened to have a warrant put out for my arrest and arrest me at the jail, in fact, while visiting an inmate while I was a member of the press. I mean, because I am a member of the press. And, let's see, an officer assaulted me for no good reason at the same time at the commissioner's court in trying to do a police complaint. I got two supervisors. The first supervisor came out. I think they were both sergeants. The first one came out, and she said she was going to get the sheriff, and she apologized for the other officer assaulting me and everything. And then instead she got this other guy, a taller guy, and him and his little dumpy deputy went after their guns with me and my dog sitting down, not doing anything. So that's definitely threatening. It's definitely abusive. It's definitely an abuse of power. Deleting the video at the visitor center, Sergeant Burke and whoever else assisted him, that's a security problem. I mean, I don't see any non-problems actually. But what I was trying to get to is I'd already talked to Sheriff Hernandez several months ago about these incidents, and then updated her again when the commissioner's court issue came up, and our incident where I'm in fear. So I'm in fear for my life from your department because this is exactly why. Because you guys need to give me the information primarily on these officers. I need to know who's involved, who their supervisors are. I need the dates and times, and if there's any video still left, I need it preserved. And then next, I want to have an investigation. But first, I want my information.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, again, that's not information that you're going to get from me because I don't have access. I don't have access to that information. I'm not sure what. I think I read the deputy's reports involved that day, but I'm not at liberty to hand out that information.
Yeah.
Again,
I would like to know the deputies' names. That's why we have a duly elected sheriff. I was hoping that the sheriff would send me someone, or actually send me an email with some of the information, at least, that she said she was going to research, and she hadn't gotten back to me. I talked to Sally Hernandez, and I talked to Leanne, her assistant, and there should be logs of that, and those calls should have been recorded. If not, I can get them for you, probably. But no, you guys should have this. I mean, the sheriff should be recording her calls that are important. I don't understand how. So, I mean, you normally work in missing persons, and you just trying to profile to see what my motivations. And my motivations are the law and the freedoms that all citizens and respect that all citizens are supposed to have under you guys' policy and the oath that you guys took. So I don't understand why we're having some kind of. I mean, I don't understand what the disconnect is what I'm saying. Why you can't see my motivations are the sheriff department has had deputies attack me, violate my rights, refuse to take complaints, and almost shoot and kill me and my dog, but that you don't see any problem with our safety.
You're putting a lot of words into my mouth.
Okay, well, I didn't understand what you were saying there. You felt dismissive.
Okay, so I'm sorry that you feel like I sound dismissive.
Restate it so I understand, is what I mean.
Restate what?
So you were given a mission to kind of profile my motivations and get things like that, and then you just didn't really see a problem, is what you told me, right? You didn't really
see a problem with what?
With the actions of the department that were worthy of looking into, other than with IA, or I don't understand. What didn't you see a problem with?
Yeah, I don't recall having said that. I think you're putting words in my mouth.
Okay, well that's how I understood it. So what did you find out? What did you find out?
Okay, so let's take a step back here. Okay. First of all, you mischaracterized my position at the sheriff's office. I don't investigate missing persons.
Well, that's what they said when they transferred me. They said you're a people investigator or something like that.
Okay. I investigate persons crimes. Okay.
Yeah.
So hold on a second. It seems like this is what's going on here. It seems like I say a couple things and you draw a lot of inferences from those statements that I make. and reach conclusions that are inaccurate. Okay, so if you have any questions about what I do or my intentions, please let me know.
That's what I'm asking. What's going on? That's what I asked in the beginning.
So like I said, I'm calling to get to talk to you to figure out what your motivation is, and that's it. Okay.
Well, my motivation is these are police complaints, but I need to have the information. I need to have the information that I'm supposed to have. And that's just basically like you guys have located the dates and times and officers would be nice. That would be a good start. Just date, times, and officers or deputies involved, whatever you call them. Are they officers or deputies? They're both, right? They're like both under the law, right?
The official position, if you work for the sheriff's office and you're a sworn peace officer, typically you're referred to as a deputy.
Okay.
Because you're deputy sheriff.
Even the guys at the jail are all deputies. Even those guys.
No, so those guys, if they work in the corrections, if they work in the jail itself, typically they're referred to as corrections officers. However, if they work in, say, the courthouse, they're typically referred to as deputies because most of them are peace officers and are deputized as such.
Okay. Well, so it may have been a combination of deputies and officers that I need names of and dates and times of the occurrence.
Okay.
And I would also like y'all to preserve the video evidence, and I can send you a letter for that. But first, I need the dates and time. I need the basic information in order to do a basic police complaint. I actually don't have all the information to make a basic police complaint. I've given the sheriff as much as I could in the conversation, and I told her to look up my arrest dates because you'll see that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And look up those reports. If there's any reports by Sergeant Burke or whoever these other guys were at the Blackwell Thurman building, whoever these guys were at the commissioner's court, like that's what I need.
Okay. So Julian, you've spoken directly to my sheriff.
You bet.
The sheriff. Okay. You spoke to the person who I work at the pleasure of, right? I work well below her, right? There are many levels of command between myself and the sheriff. Okay. So I don't have access to who. To any recordings of any phone calls that the sheriff makes. Even if I did have access to that, I don't think I would be in the place where it'd be appropriate for me to listen to those phone calls. So I can't tell you whatever conversation you had with the sheriff. I can't tell you what the outcome of that. I can't tell you what the content of it is.
Did you see the email that I sent? Did you get a copy of that?
So I saw the emails.
Okay. Did she give you a copy of that? Did she give you a copy of it?
She did, yes.
Okay, so she's above your pay grade, and she's at the top, and you work at the permission of her, and she gave you an email that I sent her to investigate. So those 7 items are the ones I need dates and times on. There should be reports for all of those.
Yeah.
That you want to know my motivation? My motivation primarily from that email was to get the information that she had from her investigations, because she said she would get back to me and didn't, which I put in the email. And I gave it a few months because I'm totally busy with a bunch of other federal cases and other stuff. So I wanted to know that I'd followed up on this, and that I wasn't just like letting it go by for a year, so that there can be no accountability for like even under administrative or maybe under criminal law for some statute of limitations. But I want also to make complaints. So those are my motivations, and every citizen should have a right to those. Those aren't special requests.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I agree with you. Any citizen, any person in the U.S. should be able to request those things. The number that you called to get my phone number.
311. I called 311. Okay,
cool. You can call them. The same people can provide you, because I don't have it in front of me, our paralegal information. Actually, online. Actually, I got that phone number right here in front of me.
Okay, I'll write it on my hand. All right.
Okay. So it's open records, right? And their phone number is 512-854-4287. Okay, those are the people that you can talk to about getting that information. Okay. Now, one question I need to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you? And I'm asking you in all honesty. Do you? And man to man, do you have any mental health history?
Do you?
I do not. No.
Okay, I don't really think that's a fair question. I feel like it's profiling me, but I don't have any that should concern you. What I do have is cases of police abuse, and I think that I feel that the sheriff, by asking the sheriff for the information when she was already supposed to get back to me, that she's dropped the ball, and now I feel like I'm being sent to an open records, which I have no experience with any of these deputies before. Like, I don't know any of these deputies personally. I don't have anything against them personally other than they may be bad cops. They may be dangerous to the public if that's how they treat me, because I have a lot more going for me than a lot of people. I probably have a lot more going for me than you do personally. I probably have more of an education and degrees than you do. No offense. I'm just saying that if they do this to the greatest of us, they're going to do it to the least of us more. People that don't speak English, people that have a third-grade education, people that have serious schizophrenia and things like that. They're going to mess with those people, and those people aren't going to be able to hold it together and to fight and get accountability, because it is a fight when I have to fight for so long to just get the basic information that the sheriff promised me. She promised to give me this information. Now,
Julian, let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
Do you currently possess any firearms by chance?
What does that matter?
I'm just curious. I'm asking you man to man. It does matter.
I haven't had weapons in years and years and years. In fact, I've never owned a firearm, and I don't think that that's relevant.
Okay.
Because each time that the officers confronted me or had problems with me, I got screened. I went through the whole screening for weapons, so they know I don't have any weapons. I've never once been caught with a weapon. I've never been once accused of having a weapon. I've never had a violent crime with a weapon. So I don't understand what. Never mind. I'm sorry. Because I just had a cop yesterday tell me that I could have a gun, an APD officer in front of the arch. I said, "You guys have guns. Y'all walk up to us, and we don't have guns." He's like, "Oh, you can have a gun. Why couldn't you?" And that's just because why? Because I told him I will be profiled if I have a gun, and that's why I don't carry guns. That's why I don't own a gun. But I don't think it's. I think I have a second. I still uphold my Second Amendment right, my First Amendment, all those rights. But that doesn't mean that I have to have a gun to uphold that right. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I'm not a gun nut. I'm not a gun nut.
Yeah. So Julian, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So in 1994, you were arrested for 2 charges of prohibited weapons. What were those charges about?
19 what?
In 1994. So
it's
October 20th.
a knife that's been just legalized in the legislature. It was a knife, and it wasn't in use. It was found in my property.
Okay.
So,
And just one knife.
Yeah, they dismissed that crap. It's called dismissed.
Okay. Good. Okay, cool, man. I think that's all the questions I have for you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it wasn't my intention to harass you or waste any of your time. I just wanted to know.
Well, now I want to know the same questions on each of these deputies and peace officers, if they have any mental health history, and if they have any personal weapons, and which ones. I mean, it's only fair if the government asks us a question, we should be able to ask the government.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you're allowed to ask those questions, and I gave you the means by which to do so, calling the
OR,
the paralegals.
Okay, cool. I'll call them. Hopefully they won't give me a runaround, because I'll be sending another email to the sheriff if I get the runaround, because I really feel that this is like a side thing, and with dealing with APD's PIR system, they obfuscate and break the law all the time, and it's been in the news. It's been everywhere. It's been in the Texas Tribune. So I really hope that the sheriff's department doesn't operate like APD, or I'll be disappointed.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, listen, hey, Julian.
What's my follow-up for the complaints or whatever outside of the OR? What's my follow-up? I don't know. Did the sheriff take my complaint seriously?
I don't know. I don't know what the outcome of your conversation with her was. I have a hard time believing that she didn't, because I know she takes complaints like that seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But I do not know the outcome of that.
Well, I'm going to resend the email then, because I think I think that I've already given enough information. I think that there's already research done, and I'd hate to have someone have to double up that research and say, well, we don't know the dates. You don't have enough information. I believe that the sheriff's department keeps logs, because I worked for the government before, and I just think that, I know we document everything, that we always cover our ass, so I would like to see just dates, times, and deputy officers' names. That's all I want for the time being. I want to know who I'm dealing with, and when, and be able to file out a real complaint. So state law is very particular that all you need is a typed or written complaint, and it's signed and dated. Basically, that's the whole law. There's no process. The rest of that stuff is I don't know. It's an extra layer of friction in the between the citizen and justice.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool, man. Are there any other questions I can answer for you other than the ones we've gone over already?
Are you related to Chief McMannus of San Antonio Police?
I must be in some way if we have the same last name, but if I am, I'm not sure how.
It totally threw me, and somebody said Chief McMannus when I called in the other day, and I was like, it said detective. I was like, what? And my friend, I was like, who is that? Because I know that name. I'm like, why do I know his name? My friend's like, I asked San Antonio. I'm like, but it was 854. I don't understand. This is so confusing. And there's been a bunch of thought. So how did you get my mom's number and permission to call my mom?
So I didn't get anybody's permission to call your mom. I don't typically need permission to call somebody when I'm going through an investigation. But the way I got it was through an online police database that we use, and on that database we have people. If I'm looking at somebody, there are ways that people's associations are documented, and your mom was the only person's name that I came up with who were related to you. So I don't know if you have brothers or sisters or whatever, but they're not documented in that database. So
what's it, NCIC, NCIS, whatever that thing, the federal?
No, it wasn't. It's called TLO.
TLO?
Yeah.
I need to look into that. Maybe I can opt out.
Possibly.
I'd like to opt
out. I doubt it. But possibly. Yeah, I understand that.
Because my mom's information's in there, and she doesn't know anything about. I didn't want to have to tell her that the sheriff's almost killed her son. She doesn't want to hear that crap because she knows that the police in this county are corrupt as hell, and she's seen so many of these shootings. And I've been attacked so many times, and this. I mean, as you can see, these complaints go on at least a year or two. And, I think when they deleted the video at Del Valley and threatened to arrest me for nothing, for just sitting there quietly, just because they saw my press badge, Sergeant Burke, I mean, that's been like 2 years. And she knows what's going on. And I just stopped wanting to worry her because it kept getting worse. It's actually getting worse right now because of lack of accountability and because these runarounds. People don't want to go through this stuff. People don't want to have their family members called because they consider it harassment. People don't want that stuff. By the way, so try not to call my mom. I called you back like the next day. I called you back like, well, maybe it's 2 days.
Right.
But, just give me a little time. I have to figure out, I got to figure out a time when I can call. I got some things going on, and I have a lot of legal stress that, having to study legal cases takes a lot out of you. It's just boring, crazy, unintelligible crap. It's the law.
Sure. Well, Julian, like I said, I already apologized about that.
All right. I just want to let you know. Because my mom got worried. I mean, if you call my mom, I'm calling your mom. That's all I'm saying. Anybody calls my mom, I'm going to call their mom.
But Julian, you're not going to call my mom. All right. So don't start talking
crazy. Would that be harassment? Would that be harassment?
If you, Julian, hey, let's change the subject, man.
Okay.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
You call anybody in my family, we're going to have a different issue altogether.
You know what we're talking about then. Don't call anybody in my family. I won't call anybody in yours.
Okay.
Thank you. Or I'll call someone in your family. It's only fair. Okay. If you're going to harass me, you're going to get someone in your family called because I don't want my mom called.
Hey, Julian.
That's all I asked for.
Hey, be very careful about what you're saying right now. Okay. It's a recommendation. Okay. I called your mom out of your interest.
I didn't give you permission. My mom thought something was wrong. You need my permission. I'm telling you, don't call her. So now you need my permission. I'm telling you, if you call her again, it's harassment.
That's not harassment.
Well,
Julian,
I thought it was.
Hey, listen. We had a good conversation prior to this. Yep. We don't need to make it ugly.
Okay. Don't threaten me.
Okay. I didn't threaten you, but don't threaten to call my family either. All right.
Okay. Don't threaten to call mine.
I didn't.
Okay, good. Then we're in agreement. That's all I want.
Right.
Mutual.
Okay, Julian. Is there anything else I can do for you, man?
No, I got it. Thanks.
All right. Have a good day.
You too.